Hello, everybody, and welcome back to New York Talk. This is the Rotherham United podcast, and it's a very special episode because we're talking to the Millers captain, Joe Rafferty, ahead of the Barnsley game on Saturday. How are you doing, Joe?
Yeah, I'm all good, thank you.
Top stuff. Really appreciate you doing this. I'll introduce everybody else as well, so everybody knows who they're listening and speaking to. Tom is with us. Hello, Tom.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah.
Good to be back. Yeah.
Danny's with us as well. How are you going, Danny?
I'm not too bad, lads. Pleasure doing this.
And Mick's back with us. How are you doing, Mick?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Tom.
Excellent stuff. Let's start with kind of the season so far. We'll deal into some specifics in a minute, Joe, but just talk about the season so far and the highs and lows. In a full season, you know, so there's loads of highs, real lows. We're like 10 games in, and there's been quite a lot of highs and lows already.
Yeah, that has to be fair. You know, I think got off to a great start winning the first game of the season, and everyone's expecting to kind of kick on from there, and it didn't quite turn out like that. So it has been a little bit of a roller coaster. But you know, I think it was always going to be this season. It was never going to be plain sailing, and it was always going to be with, you know, we've got a lot of young lads in the team, and not just saying them because everyone's been as good as each other or as bad as each other at times, but that's just how it is at times. So it's good that we've got to this point, and looks like we're just starting to kind of pick up, and hopefully we can push on.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a question from Matt G on Twitter. Says, what is it like being the captain of a relatively young and massively changed squad from last year? The signings in the summer were at highest age, I think, with Denzel Hall at 24. So it's a really, really young squad Matt Amshaw's brought in. Does that, you obviously only being made captain in the summer, talk me through the challenges that's brought for you as the captain.
Yeah, it's just about, I think, you know, remembering when I was young, and not that I'm not young in terms of life here, but in terms of football, I might not be anymore. But it's just about thinking about what kind of how I was when I was some of the lads' age and coming on, and you know, some of them are say in early 20s, but you know, it's the first not professional club, but men's football now, right, coming out of the under 21 teams and stuff. So it's just about helping them, you know, because some of them like really kick themselves if they don't have a good game, but it's part and parcel of football. You know, you just got to pick yourself up and go again, and it's a long old season, like it's 10 months when you're going at it, so there's going to be ups and downs. So you've just got to rally around each other and make sure everyone's together and all in on it together.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me take you back to the end of last season. Let's try and stay positive where we can. Matt Hamshaw came in after that Crawley game, won straight away at Northampton. But I want to ask you about the Blackpool game with your late winner, which we do an end of seasons award, and me, Mick, and Tom all picked that as our moment of the season from last year, because it just felt like a weight had been lifted off the stadium. We celebrated it like first time in forever. Just talking about kind of the transition of the week, because it was a busy week. Kevin's leaving and Amshaw coming in, and kind of the culmination of what was a fantastic moment.
Yeah, it was just as players, you know, we're not soft. We kind of get a smell of it, don't you? When kind of it's not going too well, and you know, it might be a potential manager change. And I think at that point, the Crawley match was a real low. I think for all of us, really, it was kind of just, you know, kind of probably just felt like there was, you know, a long hole and we couldn't get ourselves out of it. And it happens at times, you know. It's never nice to see managers get sacked, because you know, you've contributed towards that. So it's never nice. But then obviously the new manager comes in, and you know, I think from his point of view, he just kind of rallied round, tried to lift us up as much as he could, and that's what we did. And we went to Northampton straight away. As soon as you get a win on the board, everything just changed. You know, you feel on top of the world again, and that's how fickle football is at times. One win can change absolutely everything, and then next minute, you know, we're going to Blackpool and I'm popping up with goals, and everyone's thinking, bloody hell, what's happening here? But no, that was just that for me. That was just brilliant. You know, I love scoring. I don't score many, but when I do, as you can probably tell in celebrations and stuff, I just kind of lose it a little bit. So, scoring goals probably the best feeling in football. Well, it is the best feeling in football, isn't it? I know defenders say about goal line clearances and tackles and stuff, but let's have it right. We all want to score goals, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. You and Denzel Hall celebration are the most right back celebration of goals ever. It's almost a shock. I love it. Mick, do you want to say anything on the Blackpool game, or Tom? Like we talked about one.
Yeah, I mean, even before you came, we'd had a poor season as well. Before Steve Evans came in and then you came in, we'd already had a poor season, and obviously the issues surrounding Steve Evans's first and last season were quite fresh in all our memories, and as was the Crawley game. The Crawley game was like you said, and like we've also was a particular low, and that goal that you scored. I genuinely, on the top, I can't remember celebrating a goal more since we were at Wembley, since we won at Wembley. And it's bizarre. It meant nothing. In the scheme of things, it meant nothing at all, did it? I mean, obviously to you, but in the grand, in the bigger picture of the season. But it was just that the stadium went wild. Everybody went absolutely mad. I didn't get a question. I don't know.
Okay.
I ain't got a question at the end of this. It just sort of, I think everybody felt that weight of relief lifted, and I think that's what it did, that's what it did. Certainly as fans, I don't know whether it had the same impact in the changing room, but certainly as supporters, it kind of just lifted the mood to somewhere it had not been for years, literally years.
Yeah. Well, I think even from a player point of view, because we were slowly creeping into the relegation zone, and we weren't in there. But you look at how we were doing, and you kind of looking below you rather than above you. So that's what we were kind of doing. So I think from both of them games, the Northampton game, then going on to the Blackpool game, it was a real sense of relief, I think, for the players, and it allowed us to kind of go and express ourselves towards the end of the season and show that. Well, especially the players who are playing, what kind of we can do, going into the following season.
One last game I think I want to mention from last season is the Bolton game, where Cam Dawson just had an absolute worldie of a game. You can't have been involved in many games where you kind of under the cosh that much and you kind of get out like it was just the few and far between, but they're as sweet as a last minute winner. Those kind of games, I think, there's just something else.
Yeah, I think I said to Cam afterwards, "Well done, you done your job." Made a couple of saves. No, Cam was outstanding, weren't he? That game, I think everything he just saved absolutely everything through his body everywhere. And that was just one of them. We knew Bolton were a good team, but I don't know whether we showed them a bit too much respect by going there, and we just kind of couldn't get out. Obviously, nicked a goal, and we just kind of couldn't get out. And it was one of them days. But even winning that one, when we come back in, and we kind of end up laughing about it at the end of the game, because frankly we don't really know we won. We got battered, to be honest with you. But it just showed that there is something there with the team. I know a lot of the lads were leaving and stuff like that, but there was definitely something there between us, and some kind of resilience and some kind of togetherness, and little bits like that. It can rub off onto the next season, and you're looking around at your teammates, and you know that he's got that, and he's going to have your back in certain moments. So I think that was also another fantastic win for us. That.
Yeah, well, they're getting the season, but 4 wins out of 8 were under Hampshire. Could have been 5. The Stevenage one was a very, 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 very late goal. But maybe should have been 5 as well. Just talk about the confidence that gave you going into the summer. Like you said, there's lots of players did leave in the end. Lots of good players that left, but you've got this manager who's kind of brought everybody back up again. I assume the confidence and trust was there that things could get better than they did.
Yeah, we've got confidence in ourselves. To be honest with you, but it's sometimes about someone bringing that out of us, and the manager has done that for us. He's brought out confidence, but we obviously knew going into the summer that there would be a decent turnaround. We knew that there'd be long players going back. We knew there was a couple or more than a couple of camp hacks were up, and we knew that they probably wouldn't be staying. Or we didn't know, but you just kind of have your own opinion really. But so we knew that there was going to be a turnaround. But for the lads who were staying, it was just about there's no reason. We even say it now when we lost a couple of games this season. There's no reason not to be confident. We're all here. We're all playing for a reason. So you just got to go out there and give it your all. You're going to fall short at times. That's fine, but you just get back on it and do your best, and your best will be good enough because you've got to where you are for a reason.
How hard is it to pick yourself up? You look at last season, and obviously the criticism was widespread from just about everybody about the performances of the team on the pitch, and also in no small measure of the manager as well. Certainly from me and loads of others, But to sort of feel that negative energy coming from supporters, how does that impact you as a player, or does it?
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because I think as a player, it's like when sometimes say that if there's like this isn't just here, but every club I've been at, you kind of there's some games where everything's just a bit flat, a little bit dead, and you're kind of thinking, do the fans go first, or do we go first? And who's pushing who on here? And that's just how it works sometimes. And the next minute, like I always remember, there was a game early last season, and Alex McDonald put a big tackle in. Big tackle in one of the games, and next minute the crowds were up, and I thought that was just brilliant, and I love anything like that, and it was just I thought that was just amazing. It got everyone going, got the crowd going, and sometimes that's all it takes, you know what I mean? And you've just kind of got to get confidence from that, and kind of get confidence in each other between the players and the fans.
Weird, isn't it? Because we've mentioned that tackle I don't know how many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
And the impact it has, and it's like that last 5 minutes against Orient on Saturday. People throwing their bodies on the line, and the crowd, it just lifts the crowd. It's what people want to see. And then my question really was sort of, our kind of erring towards social media, which is obviously where we are with this. And I wondered how much impact, if any, it has on the morale in the squad.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of players kind of go down the route now and say, we don't see it, I don't see it, don't read it. I think majority do. It would be totally honest with you. I think they do. And you see some things. You say, I think I'm old enough now where like opinions are. One person can say you were terrible, the next person can say you were brilliant, and that's just a football opinion. That's why we love the game, isn't it? So I think I'm old enough to kind of just fine either way, like whatever opinion's fine. But I think probably affects the younger lads a little bit more if people are, seeing them and giving them a little bit on the Twitters or Instagrams or whatever it is. I think probably can affect them a little bit but maybe they don't admit it or whatever, but I think at times they can, which it shouldn't, you know what I mean? I think the most important opinion from us players is your parents and the manager. I think they're the two things that the two people in your life who you should be listening to, because ultimately the manager picks the team. And well, I know from my point of view, my dad doesn't lie to me. He tells me if I've had a bad game or he tells me if I've had a good game. So I think that's kind of just, as you get a little bit older, you're probably a bit more wary to that, really.
Yeah. It's just so extreme, isn't it? You have a good game and you're the best player that we've ever seen, and then you have a bad game and the same person's telling you how crap you are. I just wonder how it impacted you. That's all. Particularly as well when it's people people making the comments like us who really don't know what we're talking about. You know? We don't do it. You know, we're
Fully
football
just
supporters.
chucking us under the bus here, mate. Fully.
It's, Danny, it's not something that should come as a massive surprise to you. This,
I mean, it doesn't, but
yeah,
But it's football, isn't it? It's an opinion game. So like everyone's entitled to the opinion, whether it's the worst opinion in the world or the best opinion in the world. I even watch a lot of football on telly, and I watch like the guys on Sky, and sit in my living room disagreeing with them at times. And you know, some of them are played in the Premier League, Champions League, and won everything. I sit there disagreeing with them. So you know, that's why we love the game so much, isn't it?
it is really,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, it is absolutely. Right, that's 50 minutes of serious football chat. Let's get some questions, proper questions in. First one is, have you ever tried a Terry's chocolate orange cream egg?
No, not a cream egg, no.
Sean said Mick's, this is Mick's area of expertise. He doesn't know much about football, but he knows a lot about chocolate eggs.
I don't know a lot about chocolate eggs, just Terry's chocolate orange cream eggs. Imagine a cream egg, but Terry's chocolate orange with orange. Mate, you got to try it.
Yeah, I'd have a go, like, yeah, but I've never tried one, but yeah, I would have a go.
I don't think any of us would have heard about them if Mick wasn't such a fan, to be honest with you, so I'm not surprised.
I've still got a meme on my phone where it's a picture of Mick with loads of Terry's chocolate orange cream eggs behind him as well, and I've not found an opportunity to post it yet, but I will. I'll get you one day, mate.
So no Terry's chocolate orange eggs, but what is your favourite chocolate bar or favourite brand of chocolate? Do you have one? Everybody's got one.
Yeah, not that I sit here eating chocolate every night, but I go through stages. Joe, recently I've never actually liked Snickers until about 2 weeks ago. And I had a Snickers, and I thought that was really nice. So yeah, we go for the Snickers. Yeah.
Good shout.
Is this how this is going to go, Mark? Because if it is, I'm going to make a cup of tea.
This is how it's going to go. This is the kind of content people expect from us, so it's what we're going to give them. Right. Next one. This is on my list, by the way. That was from Sean, by the way. We'll shout out people who give us the comments. Do you have a favourite pie? We asked Matt Hamshaw, and he gave us a really specific one from a specific pub in Elsica. Do you have a favourite pie?
I like just a steak and ale one. Steak and ale pie. I don't mind a pie, to be fair. Do you know, like if you go to like a nice pub in the countryside or something. I'm still trying to find a few round here, to be fair.
Oh, there's an amazing one in Sheffield called Nottingham House. If you ever find yourself in Sheffield, I used to live opposite it in uni, and it was every Saturdays. We're just insane. Such a good party.
Is it a family pub, like, or you're sending me into some dive or something?
No, it's a proper family-based thing. You find a couple of student people there, but nothing too rowdy.
Oh, all right. I might give that a go. Yeah.
He's coming for you. If not, that.
Yeah. I bet.
Sam Henson says, which teammates would you pick for a quiz? So let's give you a 4-man team, so you plus 3 others. Who are you picking for your quiz team?
That's a good question.
I'd go Kean, Spence.
Ooh, okay.
Reece James. And I'd go with Drew Yearwood.
Really? Okay. It took you, is it telling that it took you a while to think of 3 names there?
I took it really serious, the question, actually, and I was just thinking a bit of everything, and so I go for them 3 and me. Yeah,
I like it.
I think the better question would have been, who wouldn't you pick?
Yeah.
But let's not go into that. Let's not do that.
There'd be a few.
Yeah.
Right, couple more questions. I've got another one here that I'm going to leave as anonymous. The question is, have you been getting into aura farming?
What the fuck? I've never even heard of the existence of that, but someone said it the other day at training. I still don't know what it is, so I just skip. I haven't got a clue. Someone told me to say it to someone else, and I don't know.
Somebody may have told me to ask you, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Tom's the expert on this. Tom, would you like to explain to everybody what aura farming is?
I'm not an expert on this. It's a form of, like, I'd say in a nutshell, trying to give the appearance of being a bit more suave than you are. I don't know. That's what I kind of familiarize it as, but I'm no expert. Yeah, I mean, you could AI chat GPT it like Mick did before coming on and see where you get with, but
yeah, they just said what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. That's that one ticked off. Right. Quick fire questions. What is your favourite dessert? Or pudding, as we could say in Yorkshire.
Makes wishing you got that cup of tea now.
I wish I did.
I go sticky toffee pudding.
Oh, quality.
Custard, ice cream, cream.
Yeah. Custard. Yeah. Custard.
Sorry about this. I'm so sorry about this.
Favourite breakfast?
At the minute, I'm quite posh, to be fair. At the minute, I go toast, avocado, slice of ham, 2 poached eggs, salt and pepper.
Nice.
Yeah, I know that's quite posh, like, but
you know you're playing for Rotherham, don't you?
yeah, I know, yeah.
One rule you would change in football, more football based this one, the rest of them aren't, but what one rule you would either add into football or change in football?
It's a good one. One real change. I've got a few little pet hates at the minute. One of them's the injuries going down.
Yeah, the Northampton.
Something. I try and do something with that. I don't quite know, because I like it when I need a break. When I need a break. but when the other team do it, it irritates me. And I kind of just, I'd say, just play around the physio. So if the physio wants to come onto the pitch, just carry on playing, even though he's on the pitch.
Like rugby.
Like in rugby, yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know, because it might get silly where the physio starts trying to tackle people. But I don't know. It winds me up a little bit. We stop the game, we go over and chat at the side for ages. And it's good when it works in your favour. When it doesn't, when you're on top and someone's going down, it irritates. And also when the keeper's starting to go down a lot. So I think that get them off. Get them off, play with no keeper in. If your keepers go down, you get them off. Or you can bring your other one on straight away. And you can just chop and change keeper.
Okay.
A bit like ice hockey, how they can rotate squads straight away.
Yeah, because I don't think you're going to probably be able to stop it. I can't see how you can stop that from happening. The referee's got to stop the game if keeper goes down. So if keeper goes down, get your other one on, get him off, because he's right up next to the byline anyway.
Yeah.
If they crack down on that, Gareth Ainsworth's not going to have a job, is he? I mean, they ain't got one a minute, like, but he's not going to get another one.
He has got
He's with Gillingham, isn't he?
He is at Gillingham.
Is he at Gillingham? Oh, right. Yeah. There you go. He's going to get sacked if we bring that rule in.
There's our footballing knowledge.
Yeah.
Well done, Mick. Well done. Next question was from Mark Gambles, and I've lost it. Do you have a magic trick or a hidden talent?
Oh, God.
Magic. No.
That came from we interviewed Richard Wood, and he already had a pack of cards sat on the side waiting.
Did he? Yeah.
Has he not done his magic trick for you yet, would he?
I don't think so. No.
No.
You're gonna have to ask him to do his magic trick during next
Yeah.
week.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'll ask him tomorrow. See what he's got for us. But
Don't hold your breath.
No, I don't. No, I haven't got anything.
No, no worries. Right, you're next up on karaoke. You're on that. You're next up on karaoke. What song are you picking?
Oh, that's a good question. Now, Suspicious Minds, Elvis.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm.
I like it. Mick? No, I'm not kidding.
I'm walking out the door, mate. That's what I'm doing.
You'll be if you heard me as well.
On that, who had the best initiation song in the summer? We heard Sharif doing a little bit of his in the presser of the new boys. Who had the best initiation song?
Let me think. One of them was actually really funny, but I can't remember who. I think Marvin Coletta was really good, and I think he really didn't want to do it.
Okay.
And I think that's what made it so good. I think he only knows a couple of songs, and no one else knew the songs. But yeah, he was really good. Yeah,
Nice.
It was really bad, but really good.
Yeah.
I get that. And the final one, the quick fire, is when you were a child, what did you dress up for Halloween? It's coming up next week. So when you were a kid, what was your go-to outfit if you had one?
Good question. I can't actually remember. I'd say probably Batman. I think I did dress up Batman once, but my little lad's Batman for Halloween this year. So yeah, I think I was Batman as well at one point.
Cool. I used to cut up a plastic bag and Dracula. I remember a big black bin bag.
Yeah.
Dracula. Rotherham for you.
Thinking about it with that, that could be the aura farming, where if you score, you've got a Batman cowl ready to go, and then that's your celebration. Aura farming.
Maybe. Right, back to some more serious questions. This one's from Tom Close. Why, from a player's perspective, do you think that the season has started so slowly, and do you think that we've now turned a corner? Kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but do you kind of feel like we've now turned a corner a little bit?
Yeah, I think we, again, going back to before, I think just new team, a lot of change in the summer, people finding their feet, and also we've had a lot of injuries, had quite a few injuries, been quite bad with it, so that's another reason why it's probably been a little bit up and down, a little bit slow, but yeah, going from the last couple of games, it feels like there's been a lot of them games being decided early doors, and yeah, probably know we haven't been playing as well as what we can, but a lot of the games are only settled on fine margins really, and could have really swung either way. But from the last 3 wins really, 'cause we won the cup as well, it just feels like we're kind of turning a bit of a corner. So it's just about keeping it up and kind of keeping that confidence in the camp, and hopefully winning on Saturday.
Yeah, and it comes from that solidity. If you look at the 2.5 games, if you obviously 2 league games plus the second half against Oldham, you, Baptiste, and Jules have all played together, and you've conceded 1 goal, which was a very, very soft penalty. So we're starting to see that solidity and that consistency between you guys that seems to, essentially 2.5 clean sheets if you discount a penalty that shouldn't really have been a penalty. So it feels like a really good base we're kind of building from. Yeah,
it feels like that from our point of view. We have, and I think we've just had to kind of all work each other out a little bit. It was never going to be easy. You've got to learn little bits about how people do things, and I think ultimately, even from Jamal a little bit early doors, he was probably taking too many risks, as he would say under 21s football. Fine, but you come to men's football, League One football, and it's all about winning. It's all about winning, and if that means putting the ball in the stand rather than taking a risk, that's what we've got to do. And he's learning on the job, and he's doing fantastically. So you know, we're all kind of learning a little bit more about each other, and hopefully we can keep that solid base for the front lads to go and express themselves.
Can I quickly interject with, you're saying about you learning about everyone else? Are you still feeling like you're learning a little bit about yourself in this kind of, because this formation that we're playing at the minute, you're sliding in a sort of that right centre half, which, I mean, I'm assuming you've never played there before. So I mean, in some games, are you finding that your own positions out of sync, and are you still learning a bit more about your game, and you feeling a bit more confident about sort of lead that line at the back, or is it still sort of a learning curve for you?
Oh yeah, it still is. I like to think that I kind of fully understand the role. I think the season before, when I was at Portsmouth, we played a back four, but we kind of swung it round as where I'd kind of play a little bit more defensively, and we'd kind of attack on the left hand side in a funny way. So I'd kind of played that position slightly. There, even though it weren't on paper, but yeah, I'm still learning, and I think the back end of last season, kind of just manager come in and he wants to play that way. He told me where he wants me to play in it, which was fine. And then, I've had to learn. I've had to, study clips of myself doing what I was doing, and kind of learn from my mistakes, basically.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you for an idiot's guide here on the difference between a right back and a right wing back. Obviously, we've now switched to a fire at the back with Denzel Hall as a right wing back. Again, an idiot's guide, because again we don't know, but you see it, and wing backs are the modern thing now. They are the the in thing at football at the minute. What is the big differences between a right back and a right wing back, or a left back and a left wing back?
I think from the wing back role is probably just a little bit more work, to be honest with you. You've got to be a right back, and you've got to be a right winger as well at times. It's all in. You've got to be up and down. You've got to be as fit as anything to play that role. It's probably more so for lads who are a little bit younger, if I'll be honest. But to be fair, no. In fact, because Reece James does it really well. So he's better than me. But no, it's about just because you're attacking as well as defending. So I think when you're a fullback, I played fullback all my career, and I've always just joined in with the attacks. You've got a winger in front of you. Sometimes you leave them to, sometimes you get round him. But as a wing back, you're kind of doing the full side on your own at times. But if you've got the right players to play the roles, then I think it's really good.
Yeah, well, Denzel Hall's fitted in beautifully to that position. To be honest, he's been one of the most consistent performers this year. He's been really, really good. I want to ask you about the long throw, the throw-ins that we take, because whenever you go to take a throw, it's in the attacking area, you take up to line up for a long throw. But I don't think I've seen you take a long throw yet. Is this kind of a pre-planned thing to adjust the players around, or is there a long throw coming at some point soon?
I can't give away all my secrets, can I, on here? Bloody hell, are you a Barnsley scout?
I can't believe you asked that.
No, I think it's just sometimes there's different things. I haven't, to be honest with you, I think people probably know, whoever have watched games over the years, I haven't got that long of a throw. It's got a bang average, really, but sometimes just try and keep people further away. So I've got a little bit more space to touch and cross. That's it, really.
Okay.
But yeah, don't tell Barnsley.
Well done, Matt.
Yeah. Back to some questions on here. We have one from Terry Femby. Do you have any superstitions before the match?
To be honest, my wife thinks I do. She tells me to do all kinds, but it's one of them. I like to do the same thing. I've been doing the same things for years. Before every game, the night before, I same boring dinner, tea at night. Have chicken, pasta, veg. Have the same morning of a game. No, I don't think I do. I take a bottle of water out with me. So she thinks that's a superstition. It's not. Just that I like to have a drink with me. But that's that.
Yeah, I think superstition is more of a fan thing, to be honest with you. We came from the game last week, and because we won, my 10-year-old girl says, right, next week you've got to wear that shirt again, Dad, Granddad, you've got to wear these shirts again because we're going to win. So it's probably more of a fan thing.
But I had that a few seasons ago. I had to wear a particular shirt for home matches and a particular shirt for away matches because it somehow made us play better. It didn't, but in my head it did.
I played with players in the past who've been really bad on them, like to the point where all their stuff in the changing rooms at a certain point, and like I was just that guy who would go over and just like knock water bottles over on purpose and be like tapping people before the game saying, look, like, and person's head would just be gone. But like, it's pointless, isn't it? Because you can't have exactly the same thing towards every game, and you just get in your own head, so you can't be that hung up on it.
Yeah, I get that. I agree. Well, having said that, I've had several lucky hats over the years, so
why are we in Premier League then, Matt?
Yeah.
They're lucky, not magic.
Oh,
There's a difference. Another question about this from my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter. You're her favourite player, and the reason you're her favourite player is because last year the Reading player got sent off for pushing you, and she thinks you did that on purpose. And she thought it was hilarious. Which is great. I'm a big fan of that kind of reasoning as well. She wants to know what is the best thing about being captain for Rotherham United.
That's a good question. I don't know. I just love leading us out. You know, before the game, the adrenaline, the buzz, the excitement to get before being at the front of that queue is just brilliant. To be honest with you, you know, walking out and everyone's on the feet clapping, getting ready for the game. I think for me, that's just brilliant. Even when I haven't been captain, you know, I'm always itching to get out before the games. I'm always waiting by the door because, you know, the talking's done. You know what I mean? I just want to get out on the pitch and play then. So for me, yeah, just leading us out as a team. You know, it's my first captaincy role in my career. So, you know, I'm really proud, to be honest with you, and hopefully it can be a really good season as me as the captain.
And to be fair, you haven't. I don't think you've led the team out to a full stadium yet. Well, I mean, the atmosphere for the last few seasons has been pretty dour. When it gets going, if it ever gets going in there, it's a fabulous atmosphere. Just because of the way the stadium's built, there might not be many people in, but it's extremely, really, really noisy and what have you. So if fingers crossed and we keep moving on and we start to get some full stadiums, it'll hopefully be even better.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It'll come. Which leads me on to another question from Thomas Pitson. He says, "What do you feel is the best that this squad can achieve this season?" Still early.
Yeah, I think looking at it, you know, there's no reason why you can't go on a run. I think we put a run together of 2 games, and you bumped up. I don't really look at the league, but I actually did. You've gone from second bottom and bumped up all the way to 16th or somewhere like that. I don't really know, but so I don't. You can put a run together in this league, and next minute you're right up there where you want to be. So there's absolutely no reason why you can't aim for them playoffs or even better. I think ultimately I'll be disappointed come the end of the season if we're not in the playoffs. And I know that right now that might sound you're stupid, but I don't care. You should be aiming. You should be aiming for the playoffs. Every single player in our dressing room should be aiming for that. Because it's still so achievable. Like there's no reason why we can't do that.
Yeah, there's loads of points available, isn't there? There's loads of points available.
Yeah.
We've how many times we've seen teams before, kind of second bottom of the league, come October and find themselves either in the playoffs or better.
Yeah, and you know, for us, like I said before, we've been hit with injuries. So from our point of view, if we can have you're never going to get a full fit team. You're not, because injuries happen. But hopefully we can get. We're starting to get a few of the lads out of the treatment room now, even more. So there's no reason why we can't have a real good run and a real good go at it. We're not even. What are we? Still in October, so yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. This little run's got everybody excited, I think, which is good. A couple more less serious questions. Mark Gamble we can always rely on Mark Gamble as one of our listeners to get some good questions. He wants to know who is the biggest nerd / geek in the Rotherham United dressing room.
That's a good. There's two people for me there. Reece James and Keane Spence.
Okay.
To be fair, I sit by Jamie on the coach, and he's been doing his work. He's doing a degree or whatever. He'll be made up. I'm telling you this. He's just kind of finished his degree, and I sit next to him. And look at me. I know this big word and stuff like that. So I let him get on with it. So yeah, he's one of them, and then Keane Spence. Yeah, he's obviously relatively new, but you just know he's like teacher's pet. You just know that straight away.
Okay. And also for Mark Gambles, who is the most famous person in your phone book?
Not one. I haven't got anyone famous. I don't think. Not numbers. I've got Yakubu on Instagram, if that counts.
Nice.
Yeah, we sometimes messes the yak, and then the other extreme, I've got Barry from EastEnders. So we just say them two, good mates with them two. I always try and FaceTime Yakubu if we're being out or whatever in the summer. He never answers.
Do you know him, or is it like he just followed you on Instagram one day?
He come in. He obviously played for Portsmouth, and he come into Portsmouth once. And then I followed him on the Instagram, and he followed me back, and then spoke to him a couple of times, and then ever since then, I always, if I've been out, I always try and FaceTime on there, but he doesn't answer. He will do one day.
Yeah, exactly. Persistence is the key, definitely. I think on that one. Right, a couple of I don't know. I'm going with this one now. Right, let's talk about Barnsley on Saturday. You were there obviously 12 months ago, where it ended very, very badly. Not to go back to the last season and too much negative, but just talk me through that game itself, because our record at Barnsley in general is just horrific. I don't know if you know the stats, but I'll not bore you with them. Talk about it, because on that game specifically, we started really, really well, and you had a volley on the edge of the box, which was really, really well cleared, and just how different the game could have been if that hits the back of the net.
Yeah, no, I remember that actually. Yeah, so I wore my red boots, but no, that was a bad one. That Barnsley away. It was on Sky as well, weren't it? That was a bad one. We stayed in the change room quite a while after that, and we kind of got a lot of things off our chest. Me personally, I spoke a lot, and there was a lot of things that needed to be said between us as a group, and not just say management, players as well. You know, we're all in on it. We weren't good enough, and it was really disappointing because I remember the year before I had a really good result there at Portsmouth, so I kind of had it was a place where I wanted to go, because I think we beat them 3-1 or 3-2. So I was looking forward, and then obviously it turned out the way it did, which, you know, it's a tough place to go. It is, no matter who you go with. So it's a tough place to go, but there's ways to get beat in a game, and that way in one of them, in my opinion. It was a bad one, but then this season we've gone there, haven't we, in the cup, and you know, we were really good in parts of that game. So there was a lot of positives that we can take out. So ultimately, we didn't win. I know it was in the cup, we didn't win, but you know, you're looking at it and you think, going there on Saturday, there's there's no reason why we can't go there full of confidence. We're on a good run. No reason why we can't go there and win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure being a Rotherham fan, Rotherham boy, what's he talked about in terms of these derbies, the Doncaster game as well, which going to end well, but what's he talked about in terms of these South Yorkshire derbies, because they can come quick and fast, these derby games around here.
Yeah, I know that there's quite a few this season. I think he knows that, you know, a majority of the lads aren't from the area or support Rotherham or whatever, but it's a derby game. Like these are the games that, well, me personally, and I know some of the lads think the same as me, these are the ones you look forward to because they're absolutely brilliant games. You know, if you don't want to play, in a derby for the club you're at, then you might as well just pack in all together. For me, they're absolutely brilliant games, and the atmosphere at times is electric. So I think you've just got to go there and embrace it. You've got to go there and all of the basic things, what everyone knows. You go and win your headers, win your tackles, all the run as hard as you can. All the basic things in football, you've just got to go and do, and ultimately, hopefully, your quality shows on top of that. And that's going to be our starting point on Saturday, really.
Yeah, I agree. Do you bother with history things? You know, I'm not going to go through the stats, but do you look at the kind of bad records, good records against clubs, or is it just in concentrate 100% in the here and now and your past experience in your career?
No, not really. And I know that we've got a real bad record at Barnsley, and we haven't won there for God knows how many years. And obviously, you know, I weren't playing for Rotherham 20 years ago, so you know, I can't take responsibility for it all, but I can for the last two we played there. So I think you can't get too bogged down by it. You know, at the end of the day, if you go and win on Saturday, all that gets forgotten about. If not, you're still talking about it going into the next game or next season or whatever. So, you know, it's for us, it's doing our best, and you know, ultimately we want to do it for the fans. We want to put that record to bed, and be the team who kind of stop that. So hopefully we can go and do that on Saturday. We've got nothing to fear. Just going there to play as well as we possibly can and win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Barnes is not our biggest rival, but when we finally break this curse, you'll be remembered for a while if you're the ones that do it. To do so, not to add any more pressure on that. But yeah, I really look forward to around 2,000 Millers fans. I think are travelling on Saturday. So, and that away end, you mentioned the Portsmouth game. I imagine the away end, because you have to go past the away end with the change. I imagine it's just fantastic. It's full of fans, and you've won. It feels like one of the best away ends to be in. To be honest, I haven't seen it win, but I assume it is one of the best ones.
Yeah. No, it is. It's really good. It's obviously behind the goal by the tunnel, isn't it? So, you know, if you're winning there, walking off the pitch, it's absolutely fantastic. So I think we can kind of use that to our advantage on Saturday, and hopefully I'll get a goal, eh?
Yeah.
So that'd be good. That'd be very, very good. Mick, Danny, Tom, any more questions you want to ask? I've ran out of stupid questions, unfortunately.
Stupid questions.
I've got one. Which is the best stadium/ground that you've played at, and which is the worst?
I played at Wembley, so I'll have to say that's the best. But the only thing was it was when Tottenham were playing there. Tottenham playing a home games there. It was FA Cup, and it was in February, and it happened to be -7 degrees. Yeah, snowing, and so the one time I got to play at Wembley, it was -7, snowing, and the kit man forgot to bring me Under Armour shirt. Yeah, so I had just me short sleeve on, and after the game, my brother said, "Oh, you were well up for that, weren't you? Like no long sleeve shirt or whatever." I said, "No, you just forgot my shirt." I'm still freezing. But yeah, that's Wembley. Yes, that's the best one, isn't it? But the worst one. I can't think, to be honest with you. I like them all, mate. I love like the like just one off the top of my head. I'm not saying it's the worst, but I remember going to Accrington, like when I first started playing, and the away changing room, and it's not now. It's actually really nice now, the away changing room. But at the time, it was shocking. It was real bad. Like I don't even know it was allowed to be. But I actually really like going to anything like that as well, where you just feel like a little bit like, not that they're intimidating, but they're just horrible. You think I just like stuff like that. I don't know. I remember as well. I remember going to Brentford, I think before the new stadium, and even like the change room there was absolutely shocking. Dead tight, but we say Accrington. I don't know why.
We have a famous history with bad dressing rooms. You won't know this, but when we played West Ham in about 2004 back at Millmore, West Ham came the season after they got relegated from the Premier League. They had David James, Jermaine Defoe, Michael Carrick were playing. All these players playing for him. They came to Millmore, went in the changing room, left the changing room, got back on the bus, went to the hotel and got changed in the hotel, and came back and lost. It's a famous one, that one. It was good. I enjoyed that day. Tom, Mick, anything else you'd like to ask Joe?
Moving from Portsmouth all this way, I can't remember. It's a two or 3 year deal you signed. What sort of it? I mean, this probably is a stupid question, but from a family point of view, what sort of impact does it have moving all that distance? Is that just the sort of nature of the beast of being a footballer, or what?
Yeah, it is a little bit. It's always in the back of your mind. So went to Portsmouth and signed 2 years, and then it got to the summer. And obviously, it's done really well. So, but I was out of contract and I didn't know if I was staying or going. It's in the back of my mind that I might have been going, because I was kind of thinking about potentially coming back up north. But then when it happened, it was still a bit of a shock, that I was leaving. So it was tough. I think the only thing for me was my little lads hadn't started school or anything.
Right.
So that was kind of the best thing about it. And then I had a decision to make, really, whether to move back to Liverpool, or move to Rotherham. So I didn't really know what to do, and then I thought, you know what, I'd rather just be in Rotherham, and be 10 minutes away from training, 10 minutes away from the ground, rather than driving every day. So we moved here. We've had another baby since, so there's 4 of us now, and the dog. But we love it. We love it here. To be honest with you, didn't really know what to expect when I was coming and moving to Rotherham. As you probably know, it's a bad reputation or whatever. But But we love it here. I speak to everyone. I take the dog out, speak to people on dog walks, go to coffee shops or whatever, and everyone's brilliant. I get on with everyone, so we're really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good that your little one wasn't at school. I guess once they get to that age, it's going to be much more of an upheaval, isn't it?
Yeah, it can be a lot more difficult. Yeah, so but he's just started here now as well. So and he's loving school as well. Well, he's only in nursery or whatever it is, but yeah, he likes that as well. So yeah, it's all good.
Brilliant.
Tom?
Yeah, I had you talked about Portsmouth a couple of times, and obviously that side went up as champions, and you say that the aspiration for this side is to go up as playoffs or even better in the automatics. But is there any differences or similarities that you see between the two squads at the moment in time? Is there like a big gap between personnel quality, or is it sort of merging into one, and you think this team can replicate what that team did? Because obviously that Portsmouth team is now looking like a steady championship side, which is where most of the Rotherham fans want us to be in 3-4 years or whatnot.
Yeah, I think it's similar in terms of the Machinio came in towards the back end of my first season. Well, he came in about February, I think, and we've done really well. So it's probably similar in terms of Matt, I'm sure, coming in and doing well towards the back end of last season. But I think we had a real good squad there, and then we added to it, and we brought in some really good loans, and basically, but we already had a real good solid base. And I think the only probably difference is here is that there has been a big turnaround in players, and sometimes it just does take that little bit longer at times to kind of, as I said before, just like kind of get to know the person next to your strengths, weaknesses, or whatever, and how you can help each other. And that's what's probably took a little bit longer to do this season so far. But I look at it, and I think for us as players this season, there's no reason why we can't strive to go and be in them playoffs. Like every single game, you should be going out there and expecting to win. I don't see why you wouldn't. So there's no team in this league what are unbeatable, and so say that all the time. So I don't see why we can't end up there.
That's
what we want to hear.
Yeah, I've got another one off the back of that as well. It's a bit more of a fun one and an opinion-based one as well. But who would you say, if anyone, is stuck out to you this season in terms of like a player in League One who's way above their, shooting above their sort of level at this point in the season? Is there anyone that you look at and go, wow, that's the right player? Is it someone that, is it a Rotherham player or someone else in the league?
I think from our point of view in our team, I think say we brought say Denzel over and Arjani as well, and I look at them too, and Arjani probably more so in glimpses looks real good. Denzel's look consistently really good, and I think just because they're coming over from a different country, you don't really know what to expect, and sometimes you think, they're coming from Holland and into League One, it might not suit them, this and that, and they both look really well so far. That's probably from our team, but from the outside, the other teams, I can't really remember. I think that's where I'd probably go back to the kind of, there's no teams in this league, even when we play say Cardiff, for example, and I think Cardiff are top of the league, and I think they're not unbelievable. They're just another team. I know the Cardiff are a massive club for the league, but they're not unbelievable. We can go and beat them. We didn't beat them when we played them, fine, but there's no reason why we can't go out there and go and beat them. And every team probably thinks the same in the league, and that's fine. But we should feel that. But there's no off the top of my head, I can't really think of any player to stand out for. Probably doesn't sound great, but
no, it's interesting because last season you looked at players like Poku at Peterborough, and some of those Birmingham players were just absolutely, too good for this league sort of level. So it's interesting to hear you say the same, because you look at some of the teams in this division, and you think, all deserve to be where they are, absolutely, but none of them are better than each other. There's no one that feels
closer this year, doesn't it? This league
a lot competitive.
I think it is this season. I think obviously last year was Birmingham, and I think we kind of knew that they'd probably blow everyone away. To be honest with you, the budget, the ads, and the players, the ads that was kind of always going to happen. But I think this year, it is. It does seem a lot closer, and more anyone can beat anyone, and
which is an opportunity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at Stevenage and Bradford. Nobody picked those two as being in top four, did they? And they've had a great start, both of those. So anything could happen. Right, we're going to wrap it up there. So we're going to finish in a second, John. I'm going to ask you now. We're going to finish on a message from you to the fans ahead of the Barnsley game. I'm going to wrap up and say my spiel, and then I'll come to you and you can give it. I'll give you a minute to think about it. So thank you all for watching tonight, on whenever you're watching. Make sure you subscribe. We're creeping up 2,000 subscribers. We're at 55 away from 2,000 subscribers. So if you are new, because we get new followers for these kind of episodes, please make sure you subscribe and come back again when we are hopefully very, very happy Saturday evening for our instant reaction game. If you're listening to Spotify, you can subscribe, and all that jazz. Follow us on X and everything else that comes with it. Thank you, Tom, Danny, and Mick. Thank you very much, Joe. I really appreciate you coming on and doing this for us. Do you have one final message for the Millers fans ahead of the South Yorkshire Derby?
Just come out, support in your numbers, give us everything you've got, and we'll give you everything we've got. hopefully we're going to do our very best to go out there and get the 3 points and get rid of that record, what I've been told about. So, just come out there, give us everything you've got, cheer every positive thing in that game what goes for us, get behind us, and we're going to get 3 points.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone watching. We'll see you next time, and as always, up the Millers.
Here comes for more. 2 for Jensen, 2 for Rotherham. Shoots! Ravel. Vicious, but brilliant! The sweetest feeling for Rotherham United. Wood's got round the back, and Richard Wood has done it again! It's done! It's Georgie Kelly!
Do me a favour, drop me off